how hard is it for you to get on that stage and do a solo?
Let's see. I usually just panic cry afterwards. Helps.
Do you have any suggestions for autistic dancers who might be like, I would love to do a solo, but I'm scared to do a solo?
If you're gonna do a solo, just do it in front of your friends and your family, and not in front of strangers, because someone is let's see, feeling like the world of pressure is on your head, right? Like you're not helping what's said, everyone's stressed. Giving me more reasons to be stressed. Hello, this is Rita, and this is me and my mommy's podcast, and then my mommy, and there's me, and I'm just talking about this stuff, and there's me tap dancing, because this is a tap dancing slash autism podcast, and there's a bunch of animals, and I'll be trying to in my hair, and there's a bunch of sand in the ocean. Also, there's all the soul talk stuff, I love all my mentors and everything. And also, yes, like life stuff and tap dancing. Oh, and also there are my boots. My boots are amazing. Also, there's me, trying not to have a panic attack. Also, this is a podcast about me, autism, and tap dancing, and blah, blah, blah. I'm just ADHD in this thing. Also, there's my cute adorable puppies.
Okay. Hey, Leta, welcome to Tap Tuesday. How you doing? All right, so today I wanted to go over, we are recording this before we leave for LA for Hollywood Tap Festival. It is airing after we get back, but you've been to enough festivals, especially at Hollywood, that you know your go-to How to Survive Hollywood Tap Festival.
I mean, yeah, it would be weird if I didn't.
So I wanted to, before we get started, get a couple things out of the way. Friendly reminder to everyone, we are now a member of the Podmatch Podcasting Network. If you want to be a guest on the show, be it that you want to come on and talk about tap dancing, you want to come talk about a different form of dance, you want to come on and talk about autism, dyslexia, neurodivergency, all the fun stuff we talk about, there is a link in the description below. It takes you to our Podmatch thingamabobber. You can see what other guests have said about being on the show. We would love to have you on. Thanks to Podmatch for letting us join the network and for being a sponsor of the show. What are you over there counting? We're starting this stuff. I just wanted to get that out of the way because people don't necessarily stay till the end of the episode. It'd be nice, but they don't.
Also, if you want my mentors or soul talk friends, you can, I don't know, do what my mother said, and I don't know. Can I say acids?
What?
And I don't know. Get your behinds here already! Also, I will be hunting down you people in LA, and so help me, so ever love it, help me. I have the portable microphones, and I have my mom, and she might, I'm pretty sure, take the computer with her so I can just do it on the go, so help me, I can drag your people's butts.
Technically on Riverside, we can do it on phones, just in case you were wondering.
I take back what I said. I can literally just go, hello, yes, my mentors. So you know the little thing called the video shoot. Hello, yes, I have a phone. I have the mics. I have the hello, yes, I am interviewing you right now, even though we just got done with the video shoot. You all can just take this with a grain of love, and so I have to support you people, and I just want socks for you people. So yeah. I did you solid that I usually do for you people, so you can do a solid for me, which is called Be on My Podcast.
So, going to the fact that you are going to be going and dragging people's butts, question, how doth one with autism known as Leta survive the 3 days of hectic chaos that is amazingly fun known as Hollywood Tap Fest?
Hey! You know, care what anybody says to just be introverted. I stay to my safety corner and I don't go on a little chunk of ice where the orcas are. I stay on my little safety island, which is called the corner.
So things are a little hectic at Hollywood, like majorly hectic. And I know your favorite class is tap on film, and Lord forbid someone get between you and tap on film.
I literally made it where me and the rest of the cell attackers could like do tap on film, so
But
apparently they didn't want to anger me, so
it is extremely loud. Not as loud as DC because DC's in a basement and noise echoes a lot more in the basement. It's extremely loud. It's extremely hectic. There are people all over the place. What is your number one way to survive Hollywood Tap Fest?
headphones. Well, I'm in a corner going, no, I shall not be dragged out of the corner because so help me, I'm not going on a chunk of ice with the orcas are. I am staying on my safe island, which is called the corner.
Dragged you out.
What?
You know, and I know this is probably one of the things that makes Hollywood a lot easier on you, is you know almost all of the instructors for your classes. Does that help a little bit? Is it you have a personal connection with your instructors?
Yes, it also helps a little bit that I'm laughing internally at you going, why is the child that was teenager when I met it no longer teenager and like in their 20s and like doing the class and being the teacher and not the helper and not the intern?
Yeah, but no, like
inside.
how do I
like,
I'm trying to nicely figure out how to do this. When you're also an intermediate, which is not as big as say the advanced class, is it?
Yes, and that's why I'm in intermediate because it's not as big and it's not as much as people. And I love my soul dog friends, but I'm not doing that many people in a room in a room in a room.
You get overwhelmed with new people to begin with, which is just a thing. It happens to the best of us. And let's be honest, the lighting at Debbie Allen Dance Academy is not for autistic people, is it?
No. Well, at least unlike DC, we're not in the basement, and there's sunlight and windows and sunlight and sunlight and sun ever-loving lights. And I won't come out of a building looking like I ever-loved. I got paler. My skin had no sunlight. I got paler. I am officially ghost now. That's a rosacea with the bye-bye.
But I think that is one thing, because people have asked me, is it autistic friendly? And it's not autistic friendly. It's just you survive.
Seriously, I've said this before and I'll say this again. DC in LA is not meant for your autistic children or your autistic brain for your autistic adults.
But there are sometimes, even with autism, we have to go over into the neurotypical world and try to survive, correct? All.
Have you seen the outside world?
Yeah, just a bit. In the last 44 years, I think I may have seen the outside world some.
Okay, because the words you said did not sound like him.
Outside of hiding in your corner, and hiding in your corner is kind of also something that you learned from dance studios, is it not?
What? If I hide in the corner, I will not be on the chunk of ice fed to the orcas.
Can you explain that really quick? Because I know where you're coming from, but can you explain it to other people why you feel like being in the center is on the chunk of ice being fed to the orcas?
Oh. Basically, the teacher really points you out when you're not in the corner, and they literally point out every little flaw about you.
Which is not something that happens.
Also, I would like to not be pat so hardly on the stomach because I don't know what it was with my teachers outside of New Mexico, because my teachers in New Mexico never patted my tummy because that would be weird. But hello, yes, I don't like being pat on the stomach, and I don't know any human being that feels comfortable being pat on the stomach. And 8-year-old me was not being fine pat on the stomach, and 11-year-old me was also not being fine pat on the stomach because that is uncomfortable as frick. Also, plus, I'm pretty sure that's the thing I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to just randomly touch a child's stomach for no ever loving reason and pat their stomach and go, good job! Well, patting their stomach. I got creeped out by that and I don't know why, and I want to know why, but nobody has given me an answer why I was creeped out by that.
Let's make this clear. No one in LA is.
No, they have like morals and like they know where a line of like, I don't know, goddamn human being senses!
They're not calling you out and in front of everyone telling you everything you've done wrong.
No. But they do keep dragging me out of a corner, and I don't know why, because they keep saying I am depressed if I am in a corner. I am definitely indubitably depressed. Like, jeez Louise, I get those people usually like depressed in the corner, but I'm not depressed in the corner. If I'm depressed, I'm going to be laying in the middle of the floor.
But one thing I think the gang that you know in Hollywood, your Soul Talk, Syncopated Ladies, and all their friends don't understand is you weren't just getting called into the middle of the room to complain about your dance moves. It was your voice is too high. It was why can't you read properly?
Oh, your hair is too messy and frizzy and wavy. And apparently, like, you're not supposed to have wavy hair. Apparently, not only two hair types in the world. If you like, I don't know how the autism wrapped into everything else about me, but the autism somehow wrapped into everything else about me.
I mean, that's the thing, is it wasn't just
blame the autism for how pale I am.
We're getting called into the middle of the floor to critique everything about you as a child.
One time while I was called down in the middle of the floor, one of my teachers asked me if I was dyeing my hair because apparently I can't have this brown hair with how light the rest of my body, how light colored the rest of my body is. Because apparently I can't have one not light colored thing about my body.
So, and that caused, because you've always been the baby in the class, and the older kids started picking up on that and saying the same thing the teachers were.
What now? So, they were usually my bodyguards.
Well,
they had respect for me. That was only the last studio where they didn't have respect for me. The other children at the other studios that were teenagers had respect for me because I was literally A at the first one 6 at keeping up with the teenagers going on 7, B at the other one 8 keeping up with the teenagers going on 9, and the other one 10 going on 9 going on 10 keeping up with the teenagers. I got respect at the other dance studios except for the last one.
I think you got respect at the last one. I think the problem is they didn't understand. They were thinking what they were doing was respect.
They made saying how bad my dance moves was?
Yeah, and some of the other stuff. That's where I feel bad for those kids, is they really did think that they were trying to show you that they respected you and they thought you should be there.
Well, I hope they don't die in the real world.
One of the reasons you have a problem with the corners with Soul Talk is the Soul Talkers respect you. You know that as much as you don't think you would deserve to be on Soul Talk, all those Soul Talkers think you deserve to be on Soul Talk.
I don't know why. I'm pretty sure they're living in imagination land.
You don't think you're as good as the rest of them. They think that the only way to prove that is to pull you out of your corner.
Or I could just not be fed to the orcas.
They don't think you would be fed to the orcas, because why would anyone pick on Leta? She's part of us. She's as good as us. She's up here with us. You're like, and the orcas don't care. But
that's not even hypothetical. Have you seen orcas? They don't care about anyone's life.
But
they just go fucking, I'm telling you, so bad into the grave and using your carcass for a hat like they did with the seals. They're literally drowning boats for no reason. Not even the fishermen boats where they would give easy fish for free. No, just any boat. How do you go for anything that's crazy? How do you even go for the dead things?
outside of attempting to hide from all of your friends, and who are like, why is Leta trying to hide from us? Because
they keep finding me.
it is not a huge space and you are kind of, their friend. So I don't know why they keep finding you. You are going from sun up to sundown practically. We're leaving the hotel Friday, Saturday, and Sunday by 8 a.m. You have to be at Dada by 8:30 every single day, and you're not out of there until after 8:30, 9, 10, midnight. How do you handle the long hours?
Oh, that's called I'm in space and I don't know how I got to the end. I was just in space. Well, that? And also, I keep not knowing where I am, so I just keep getting lost. I don't know how I survive. I really got nothing of how I survive. I literally have nothing. All I have is just not giving a damn about them not telling me to not be so introverted, not talking to anyone, and just staying in the same little island called the corner.
Okay, I appreciate that you love the corner. Let's go into the next question. It is Crazyville. You get like one break. You get lunch. You don't even really get a dinner break.
Yeah, for lunch I just get just sit somewhere, go, why are there other people sitting near me? And then they talk to me, and then I be my usual, there are the first words out of your mouth, and then they stop talking to me after I speak once.
And maybe hide from some of the adults in your life who are trying to pull you out of that corner
Well,
too.
they haven't found me yet. There was only one Sunday and they only got one victory.
This is going great.
I'm lying to people about if my hip hurts. In LA.
Some dance studio teachers appreciate being lied to. Your mentors do not appreciate it.
The one that's easy to lie to that has too much trust in humanity and humans.
On to the next part. Do you get over people? Because it is a common thing with.
Yes. Ow. You know what? For once, can we just do soul talk in person where we can just all hang out? Like, just hang out? Like, not even really having to speak, just hang out? Just hang out? Just hang out? Just have a nice, calm, relaxing day and just hang out, take a nice little vacay for one day.
The problem is none of you guys live in the same area. Like, you have the group in New York, you have the group in LA, and then you have the rest of you all around the world.
Not my fault, Miss Chloe made it national.
International.
I mean, into that hotel. Internet hotel.
So there was. I had another question since you cannot pronounce the word international. You are going straight from, because you're on Soul Talk, so it means you have a different schedule than kids who are just like going to the whole thing. Like, because you get to go from classes on Saturday to, oh my MG, where's my costume? Got to get ready for the show, and then you guys are performing on stage after you have been there since 8:30 a.m. and you guys don't get on stage till probably 8 p.m. So you will have been going for an entire 12 hours and you have just collapsed on the couch just thinking about it. But as someone who's autistic, how do you handle being on after 12 hours of being...
I'm just wishing to get back to the nice, comfy, relaxing bed. Just wishing. Also, going, how did I even get to this point in life? I could have just had a nice life out in the country, but no. I had to have this. I could have just had a nice, relaxing life with a ranch, but no!
So what I'm hearing is, guys, I'm building a dance. I'm buying my ranch when I get the money for it, and I'm building a dance studio out there, and y'all can fly in and we'll do filming there.
Yes! Definitely!
Good luck with that.
Well, they can all just deal with New Mexican heat.
You might not.
Well, that and they can all deal with none of them can grab pizza because there's no such thing as pizza in Las Cruces.
You may wind up staying here. Who knows? You might go. You could always go to like Raton area, though. I'm not sure why you'd want there.
Ooh, Las Cruces.
We can discuss that at a later time. So the other thing, like, you have showcase where you have to do a solo, and I believe previously stated someone said something.
No, don't you even dare, nope. I'm sorry, I was freaking out.
You were not freaking out. You were answering
I'm
a
sorry,
question.
I was having a panic attack internally inside because of how stressed I was.
First off, do not care. You said, and I quote, "Sure, I'll do
So
it."
can I just go die?
You could just hope nobody
just want to go die.
You could hope nobody in Soul Talk listens to
Well,
the
they
podcast.
obviously don't. None of them have been on my thing. Obviously, no one in Soul Talk listens to my podcast because if they did, they would be on my thing. So obviously, none of them listen to my podcast, and none of them even know I have a YouTube there. And none of them listen to my podcast stupidly. And if they did listen to my podcast, they would have already been on my podcast, but they haven't. And the one who is gonna be on my podcast is gonna be on my podcast yet, and none of them have even asked to be on my podcast, so I'm pretty sure they don't even know I have a podcast, and
So, friendly reminder, you did actually say that you were going to do cutting contests this year.
I wanna cry.
Fine. You can hope that you're right. Nobody listens to your podcast and nobody mentions, "Hey, Leta, you said you were doing cutting contest."
I still wanna cry.
You know that there are other people who have access to the sign-up sheet, right? Here's my question on solo, because you get to do solo. Because if you don't do solo, you're going to get.
I'm doing solo.
You are premiering. Well, this will have aired afterwards, but you are. It's the first time on stage that your shoes show up. The shoes that Sodansa kindly sent you.
Well, it's not like anybody has been waiting for me to do Dark Horse in live.
And you are premiering Dark Horse Live.
Weird. That would just be weird. I don't think any of them even know I have a YouTube channel. It would just be weird if they were like, I've been waiting forever for you to do Dark Horse on stage live. That would just be weird. That would just be so weird. That would just be really, really weird. That would just be weird. I'm pretty sure they don't even know I have a freaking channel. That would be weird. It's not like any of them have been waiting for me to do Dark Horse. That would be weird. Also, plus, if they have been waiting for me to do Dark Horse, I'm pretty sure I don't know. Miss Chloe would be playing me in the 80s club. She's playing me in
90s, by the way, not 80s.
Sorry, I keep confusing the 9 and the 8.
B, I think you look cute in the outfit. For
Mom, they're putting a pale girl in white.
Hey, let's get back to what I was asking about the solo. How hard is it for you to get on that stage and do a solo?
Let's see. I usually just panic cry afterwards.
Do you have any suggestions for autistic dancers who might be like, I would love to do a solo, but I'm scared to do a solo?
If you're gonna do a solo, just do it in front of your friends and your family, and not in front of strangers, because someone is let's see, feeling like the world of pressure is on your head, right? Like you're not helping what's said, everyone's stress. Giving me more reasons to be stressed.
great. Everyone's going to be commenting, hello, you're mean to your child and you're treating her like one of those child influencers.
No. What? No, I didn't mean you.
Or Miss Chloe or Miss Maud or anyone else.
Let's see. I love them. It's just they are not that very good with people comforting skills. They are not that good with people comforting skills.
They are. It's just you are different. And their way of comforting you take. And I think part of this goes back to the issues you had at dance studios. So many dance teachers who said things that whether or not they meant it, you took literally. And I don't think sometimes the scars you have from dance, because you love tap dancing, you absolutely love being with Soul Talk, do you not?
Yeah. It just might want to learn people comforting skills.
But what I'm saying is, I don't think they understand sometimes that the dance studio, literally before you formed Autistic Wings, the dance studio had become a place where you were having panic attacks going to dance.
Was it that obvious?
That obvious. Like the dance studio had become a place to fear, but you were still running down to do Soul Talk rehearsal every month. You were still wanting to be part of Soul Talk, and that's very contradictive to some people, that you were like, I love being part of Soul Talk. I love being part of my tap family. I love tap dancing. I love dance here, but the dance studio, the being part of a studio family has become something that gives me heart palpitations when I walk in, that gives me full-blown panic attacks when I even drive by the studio, because this is someplace to fear. This is where hurt and trauma comes in.
Well, that is a very weird explanation.
Am I wrong?
No.
No, I'm not wrong. But if you are outside that, if you did not see the dance, because it is very contradictive. You absolutely love dance. You, as much as you hate people, you do like going out to Hollywood and hanging out with all your friends.
Hey, I never said I hate people. I just don't like people. There is a difference. When actually going to compare me to a puppy dog that's been abused by people?
No, but what I'm saying is, and it's very difficult for some people to understand, is you have been living in two separate dance worlds until we started Autistic Wings, and now you're creating that safe space you always wanted as a dancer with autism for other dancers with autism. But there was a lot of, and I think it's a distinct difference. You were getting at dance studios even things, the teachers who did it, they all actually did like you and they felt they loved you. And they were saying things like, I love you so much, I'm not going to see your autism. We're going to overcome your autism.
They also count. I get scared.
But
they
like,
were weird on the pill jokes. Like, how did the autism and the pill jokes suddenly fuse in their minds? Because literally the autism and the pill jokes somehow fused in their minds. Because somehow every time they made a joke about the autism, they also made a pill joke too. Like, they made a pill joke autism joke, and I did not get that.
How much is that still causing a chip or issues when you're dancing? How much do you still sometimes hear those statements when people are like, hey, Leta, you're an amazing dancer? How many times do you hear the teachers in your head?
I don't hear them in my head. Wait, are they? Are you saying they're in my head?
But I mean, when people are saying, Leta, you're a good dancer, what's your first thought?
Is that genuine? Because that does not sound genuine. You sound condescending.
Where did you get that from? Because it is not from Chloe. It is not from Maud. It is not from anyone they know. How many times you've had dance teachers who have said things like, and I think part of it's the autism, because I could never get them to understand how literally you take some things. They would sit there and tell you, if you don't get this right, if you mess up at recital, your parents are going to give you up.
They never said that.
What did they say?
That I would be grounded forever, but they never said you were gonna abandon me.
Are you crying? Leta, this is not a crying thing. No, I thought Janie did. She didn't? Because you said.
She said your family would disown you. She never said they would abandon you.
The disowning's abandoning.
Oh. She just said your parents would ground you and put you in a room forever. And that the rest of your family would disown you.
I think there's where the problem comes in is you're tearing up just thinking, oh, well, all she said was that my parents would disown me and put me in a room and ground me forever. And you're tearing up. And I think that's where the disconnect sometimes comes is Chloe, Maud, everyone, they're trying to comfort you with the idea that those scars don't exist in dance. Does that make any sense at all? They don't expect the scars to be your family.
Homeschooled. Where do they think I got them from?
Anywhere but dance.
I'm introverted like no one's 11 tomorrow.
But here's the thing. A lot of dancers who have those scars stop dancing because it's all of dance that now is problematic. You had Chloe and Maud and Giselle and Orialis and everyone on Syncopated Ladies who were, and all of Soul Talk, continuing to make a safe, fun place for dance, correct? When you were doing all the crap you went through with studios, did you feel any of that coming from Soul Talk?
No. But then again, I never talk.
Yeah, you didn't talk in dance class, Leta.
But I just don't talk a lot outside of our house.
What I'm saying here is, to them, they've always seen the kid who loves dance. They've never seen the kid who was harmed by dance. Does that make any sense at all?
And this is why I don't do ballet.
It literally is. But I think there's where your issue with people trying to comfort you, you start thinking, because I've had to tell you so many times, dance teachers didn't mean what they said, because they literally didn't mean it. They were just trying to be sarcastic and light a fire under you. And you came home thinking my parents are going to.
Adults get excuses, but I don't get excuses. But adults get every excuse in the book that all my dance teachers.
How come kids don't get excuses
What?
when they're. No, I actually had another one to add on there. How come when kids are parroting what the adults say to another child, how come the kids are getting in trouble for bullying but not the adults? It's a good question.
Yes. Also, how come the adults can I can't do it anymore. My back is in too much pain. But I keep going. Even if your hips in pain and is apparently gonna definitely pop out, usually you just keep going. You're young.
Because there's a double standard that shouldn't exist. It should be flipped. That kids are given the grace that adults do not get.
Yeah, wrong world, and I would say wrong universe, but no.
All right, so
no, this is definitely in Legacy.
We have gone a totally different place. But no, that's where it's coming from, Leta, is they're trying to give you encouragement, and you are subconsciously, I think, hearing all those people who said things that they did not mean.
So they are in my brain?
Yes, but subconsciously. It has defined who you are. Because I don't think you will ever believe you're a good dancer, will you?
No. But everybody keeps acting like I'm an evil, super villain every time I have no belief in myself, so I just shut up.
Have you ever had outside of Miss Tanya, have you ever had a dance teacher believe in you?
There went to New Mexico.
You were 6. You were in pre-dance. But you have not had, since you started disciplined dance, none of your teachers have ever believed in you. I've actually had a few of your teachers go, well, what makes you think stuff? And I'm like, because have you met Chloe Arnold? And they're like, who's Chloe Arnold? And I'm like, and why am I listening to you then? You ever feel that way?
Yes.
But how much has having teachers tell you you can't formed your opinion of yourself?
I don't know.
Teachers need to be careful about that but has Chloe ever told you you can't?
She's told me I can't be in the corner.
That is a totally different thing. Saying, Leta, get your butt out of the corner. Get your butt right here where I can see you is a totally different thing than saying, Leta, you can't dance. And I don't care what anyone tells you, you are not going to dance. Leta, you had teachers who came up to me and said, Leta can't dance, and then got upset when I pulled you from the dance studio.
They were weird.
I know, they're like, Leta can't dance. We don't know how to teach her. She can't dance. I'm pulling her from studio. Wait, why'd you do that? Leta loves dancing. Pick a lane, teachers. Pick a lane.
Let the orca have them.
But I think that's where that problem comes in, is I think subconsciously you took all of that from your youth, and that has formed the thoughts you think today. And you have mentors who are like, just don't listen to the haters. You have everyone around you going, don't listen to the haters. But it's really hard to not listen to the haters, isn't it?
When I have to keep interacting with the haters, even though I didn't have to keep interacting with the haters, hello people, can you get ever loving? I love you, but ever loving sense? Also, I would say, what was I supposed to do? Nobody except the parents were listening to the 8-year-old.
And that's a thing dance teachers need to understand. But no, so
Also,
I think that's
the world actually cared about children's mental health, more people would be in jail and prison.
Oh, back to what we were talking about, which was TAPfest. Outside of having some issues with people trying to
Okay, we keep going.
People trying to encourage you. It's kind of hard to put yourself up there for a tap performance, especially when you choreograph all your own tap performances.
Good choreograph?
Okay, you decide what they're going to be.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of improv going on. A lot of improv going on. But you don't have a choreographer. Even at our current studio, Gail tried to choreograph you, and you cannot do Broadway tap. It's just not something you are built for.
I also am still wondering about that whole video. Might exist of Miss Chloe trying to use my choreography.
I'm going to delete that part. But no, like when we did the Livingston deal that Gail choreographed for you, it was amazing choreography. That's the thing, and that's one of the problems we've had is you were bored and it wasn't you. But I think next year you might need to do some Livingston, but you can wear your cowgirl outfit. All right, so we're going to wrap this up because we got to get back to packing, and I've got to, check us in for a flight. Though by the time this airs, we will be back home and at the studio because you get to go from Hollywood Tap Fest to a whole day at the studio.
Whoop, at least I'm not doing DC. Jack!
No clue what Jack's saying, but if you want to see the pity on screen and have like a puppy cam in the corner of all this, do not forget to go over to YouTube and hit subscribe at 102. We're at 59 subscribers right now, but at 102 subscribers, I have agreed to let Leta get a puppy cam. Like, comment, share, subscribe. If you are listening on Spotify, it turns out you can now comment on Spotify, which is interesting, and we can reply to your comments there. If you're on YouTube, comment over there. If you're on any of the other podcasting deals, you can always send us a text directly from the description of the podcast and let us know what you thought of the podcast. Let us know if you happen to have issues going on stage too or at festivals.
Dad, we keep going.
Don't forget, in the description below, we are going to have a link to Leta's turning 14, Leta's birthday bash. If you are listening in 2025 before August 17th, we are doing a online team fundraiser for Leta's 14th birthday to benefit her nonprofit dance studio in Colorado Springs, Colorado, for autistic dancers. The whole reason we need the money is autism activities like this cost an arm and a leg. Do they not, Leta, Virginia?
But
it's not fair to pass that cost on to, if we pass that cost on to our families, that puts dance outside of the reach for most of our families. Because we have very small class sizes, we only have maximum 4 kids per class. Some of our dancers, they need single classes. We give them single classes. A single class at Autistic Wings Dance Company, as I've lost Leta, cost us a single class to put on 1 hour of dance between rent and insurance and utilities and all the overhead and paying our teachers. And we always have 2 teachers per class, even if it's 1 kid per class. A single class costs us $289.98. We charge our dancers $13 and some change for that class monthly. It's a monthly deal. We need your help to bridge that gap. What we're trying to do is get enough people that we can really celebrate Leta's birthday. And if you've been around the podcast for a while, you know, last year, nobody showed up to the open house for Autistic Wings / Leta's birthday party. It was a very sad 13th birthday party.
Bella almost died.
And the puppy was in the emergency vet actively having problems with HGE. So it was a bad 13th birthday. We're trying to make it a better 14th birthday for Leta. If you're listening before August 17th, grab your friends, family, loved ones, coworkers, form a team, help us keep the doors for Autistic Wings Dance Studio open. If you're listening after August 17th, we will have a link to directly donate to Autistic Wings Dance Company. I know on our team site, you can actually adopt a class where you pay for an entire month's worth of class. We will see you Friday. I believe Miss Marlene is on the schedule for Friday. Yay! Everyone, have a great week. Bye. All right.
Well, thank you for watching the podcast, and please subscribe, and also look at the adorable paper. So if you want to subscribe for it, and also please leave a like, and don't forget, if you subscribe to us, stuff you won't miss any of our new podcast stuffies. And also, did you see the adorable paper? Don't you like it?